And the teams are already going through their handshakes before this one. Both sides have new personnel in their squads. This is the 11 that Luke Turner begins the year with for Sheffield United. Goalkeeper Sian Rogers might have a clean sheet as a New Year's resolution. Hasn't had one this season. Revel Lafayette Cowan will sit in front of her. Ella Kinsit will captain the side from midfield. And Charlie Devlin will look to unlock the Palace defence. The midfielder Simone Sherwood is on the bench, having only been announced as a loan signing earlier today. Well, we saw Jo Potter getting off the bus. She is still without some key personnel to kickstart the new year, but the players that she has hit form late last year. It's a lovely balance of defence and attack. Virden is always encouraged forward, Blanchard creative in the middle, and there are so many options in the Palace attack. Howard and Hughes have impressed so far. Speaking of the bench, Palace have added the huge experience of Hayley Ladd from Everton. The Wales international is amongst the substitutes. So both teams with their final huddle ahead of this one. Blades instructions coming from their captain, Ella Kinsit, who will sit in the heart of their midfield. Worth pointing out for Crystal Palace, some big names missing. Rusha Littlejohn completes her 5-match suspension tonight. Justine van Havermaet, Zara Bailey are both close to returning, we are told. So Crystal Palace not far away from being at full strength. Where would the Blades be without Charlie Devlin? She is so creative for them in the hub, in behind the strikers, wearing the number 10 shirt. She just loves getting on the ball. The referee is Callum Park. Amy Everett. Final set of instructions for her Palace team, who will play in their away strip. More gold than yellow. Go back a couple of years and it was gold or perhaps silver they were lifting when they won the Women's Championship. Up they went to the WSL 1, relegated back, and they actually struggled at the start of this season, but they have now found their straps and would love a tilt at promotion in the second half of this WSL 2 season. Quick tally up of the personnel on the field. And we're almost set to get underway, and the pitch looks good considering it had 90 minutes of men's FA Cup football on it yesterday. More on that to come. But the groundsfolk have been busy. They've put together a lovely looking pitch as we round off the WSL 2 weekend. A little delay on the kickoff, but we are now underway with the Blades Sheffield United kicking as you look at it from right to left, and immediately probing down the Crystal Palace left-hand side. Good defensive work, though, by Napier. And so Sophie O'Rourke, who was the main focus of the Sheffield United matchday programme ahead of this game, will take the throw-in. Abby Lafayette is sitting on the left of a 3-woman defence. This is Jess Revel. And a first touch for the goalkeeper, Sian Rogers, former England youth international. Actually captained the under-16s team in her day. And the Blades keen just to get a feel on the ball. Crystal Palace, as the game wears on, if they have things all their way, they will attempt to dominate possession as they have done all season. Only a couple of teams in the league have more possession across the season than Crystal Palace do. So two sides setting up with back threes ostensibly. Hayley Nolan on the left of the Palace back three. Here she is again. Experienced Republic of Ireland international. And this is a Scot, Jamie Lee Napier. Palace always patient in possession, all the P's. They love to get on the ball, and the number 17, who is yet to touch it, Annabelle Blanchard, wants to get on the ball as much as possible, but Palace dispossessed. Maikato just putting her foot on the ball and rolling the ball back to the centre half, the captain, Amy Everett, just to try and calm things down a little bit. First touch out on the left flank for Ashley Veerden, who will play as a wing-back, but really, once Palace get their foot on the ball, she's an out-and-out winger, and she is rapid. You can see there, a wing-back, but she's one of the highest women up the field for Crystal Palace, and here she is, and looking to run at Eva Butler. And test her early, and look at that pace. Cut back, and Molly Sharp has had a go, and on the half volley, couldn't get her foot over the top of it, and it's high into the stands. But the first chance of the game has gone to Crystal Palace, and it was a chance that came from very little. Ashley Weirden turning on the afterburners, and Sharp couldn't quite keep her effort down. Could be a long afternoon for Eva Butler down that right-hand side for Sheffield United. Long evening, I should say. Yeah, this northern part of England really did feel the cold over the past week or so. The storm came through, brought so much snow with it, frozen ground. But that has lifted, and here comes Sheffield United, looking to try and create a chance of their own early in this one. Cross was blocked by Nolan, and Butler has won a throw. Devlin with the cross, and it's a devilish one. And it might still come for Sheffield United. The drill cross, and it's a wonderful save. Pouncing Shea Yanez to keep the ball out of her net. Game of bagatelle in the Palace area. The ball bouncing around, and it could have gone anywhere. Snap cross was only half dealt with. And I think the last touch came off a Crystal Palace boot. Yanez had to react quickly. First corner of the match goes to the Blades. Devlin stands over it. Testing the goalkeeper. Good punch from Yanez. And was there contact there? Referee immediately waves away any protest. Tilly Bristow went down. Well, Bristow definitely felt Kato hands across her back. She's signalling to the referee, Callum Park, that she felt there was contact. Nothing given. But it's been an energetic start to this one, just 5 minutes in, and chances in both penalty boxes. Good start to the game that will round off what has been an interrupted weekend of women's football. Veerden has already got the better of her defender once so far. Tries to go outside her and gets it back. And cuts the ball back to Blanchard. It's good defensive work from Sheffield United, and maybe they can get away and get up the field with Amy Andrews, who couldn't quite get onto the loose ball. Sheffield United rounded off 2025 with a 2-0 defeat here at Bramall Lane against Southampton. Both of the goals came from set pieces. Really foggy day, difficult conditions for both teams. But Luke Turner was very frustrated with the performance because they did have chances to get on the score sheet, perhaps even chances to outscore their opponents, but ultimately took nothing from the game. Hit the goal frame a couple of times, Sheffield United, in that game against Southampton. That isn't Joe Potter, but you can see how active the Crystal Palace technical team are, out in their area and shouting instructions. Joe Potter's Palace, with those 3 straight WSL 2 wins, finding their feet back in the division after their relegation last season. It took them some time, but they do now seem to have settled at the level. The wins against Ipswich. 3-0 win against Birmingham City, which was not what the bookmakers would have predicted, and then a 3-2 win against Bristol City. Ending the year with their tails up, Palace, and looking like a really confident unit. Molly Sharp coming in field. And getting the ball back. Sheffield United pressing woman to woman, though, and making it very difficult for Crystal Palace to play the ball out. Blades want a free kick, not going to get it. Here's Blanchard. Out-muscled. And Bristow can bring the ball forward with lovely, neat feet. Now Charlie Devlin. Step over into the box and winning another corner for Sheffield United. It's been a good start from the Blades. Devlin with the turn of pace and the step over. You love to see it. Couldn't quite get a clean shot at goal. Second chance to send a corner into the Palace box. Clean hit, deep one, and again Yanez stretching. Manages to get a fingertip on it. And for now, prod the ball away from danger. Pressure hasn't completely subsided here. Blades will have another throw from Butler, but not from where she wanted to take it. Back you go, says Callum Park. Another throw to Sheffield United. Can they make this early pressure count? Loose ball was hooked forward by Abby Larkin, and it will be a Eagles free kick. Kirsty Howard, who was nominated for Player of the Month for the league for December. Larkin helping the ball on. And Cowan helping Howard to the floor. So 10 minutes in, 0-0. It's been a good watch so far. Best chance has fallen to Crystal Palace. Molly Sharp shooting over after Virden's lightning quick run down the left-hand side. Sheffield United had half a shout for a penalty. If you are just joining us, Tilly Bristow going down in the box. And by weight of possession and a couple of corners, Sheffield United probably shading the opening 10 minutes of this one. But there was a 7-goal barn burner on this very pitch yesterday in the Men's FA Cup third round. Sheffield United's men knocked out. Not quite a giant killing, but an upset in the cup, no less. Mansfield from League One, the men's third tier, beating Sheffield United of the Championship, which is one division above them, by a score of 4-3, and it was an ex-Blade, Louis Reed, who got 2 of Mansfield's goals. One of a handful of brilliant ties in that brilliant, brilliant competition. And next week is the Women's FA Cup. But tonight is not knockout football. We're focusing on the league, and this is the first match of the second half of the league for each of these two teams. Plenty to play for from both sides. Long ball forward. Elise Hughes just wasn't quite on the final defender. And Howard tried to pick her out with the header. Kinzit goes back to her goalkeeper and then picks up the ball again. Sian Rogers was the Blades player of the season last year. Really suffered in the fog against Southampton in that defeat that I've already told you about. The second goal came out of the clouds, and the clouds were round about head height for her. She dropped the ball to Amy Goddard's feet for Southampton's second. We'll be hoping to make up for that today. The frustration of Luke Turner shared by all of his players. Abby Lafayette will take the throw in for Sheffield United. And winning the free kick for Sheffield United. Kids go free tonight with a paying adult. Decent offering from Sheffield United, trying to grow their fan base. Really trying to engage with the youth in South Yorkshire as well. Tomorrow, if you've got a young girl watching the game, or if you know of anybody in the area that might fancy this, they've got a talent ID day, looking for local players for their under-21 team next season. You can find out about that on the Sheffield United website. In comes the low shot from Sheffield United, continuing to probe and test this Palace back line. High cross is sent in, and Yanez is backpedaling. Too long for her, but not a red and white shirt there to punish her mistake. Napier trying to carry the ball forward, but every time Palace get their head up, there is a red and white shirt right in front of them. And that time it was Andrews. Another throw for Sheffield United. Yeah, it is a club that are very keen to promote from within and bring through their own talent. Luke Turner back in charge, not the first time. Started the season as assistant to Ash Thompson, but when he left the club in September, Turner stepped up. Worth pointing out that Blades finished bottom of this league last season. Weren't relegated by virtue of the league expansion. Only managed 7 points all season, and they've played half the number of games of last season. They've already managed more than that. So there are improvements. But I know that those connected to the club, fans of the club, would like them to be slightly higher up the table, but every football fan would say that. Positive start from Sheffield United. They would take a positive from the FA Cup win over Durham towards the end of the year. That came before the Southampton defeat. They'll meet Ipswich, bottom of WSL 2, this Saturday on the 18th in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Long ball forward. He's looking for the run of O'Rourke, who's done well to get onto the ball. Now feeds Devlin. And Devlin's feet will dance. O'Rourke tumbles under the weight of Blanchard, and Palace can bring the ball forward. Nice play from Molly Sharp. Jumps out the way of Larkin so that Palace can continue to build. Here's Veerden. Options inside for her. Deep cross. Picks out one of those options, and Howard can't steer her header goalwards. There is a flag on this near side. So even if Howard had managed to get her ball inside the frame of the goal, it wouldn't have counted. But Sheffield United have just had 12-13 minutes of possessional dominance. As soon as Palace got their heads up, got their foot on the ball, Larkin spreads the play, the cross comes in from Veerden, and they had an effort on goal. They have the ability to pounce. I mentioned when we saw the team sheet, there are so many options going forward. Elise Hughes has scored goals. Kirsty Howard has really impressed this season. Annabelle Blanchard there doesn't usually give the ball away. Everett just stealing in ahead of Andrews and rolling the ball back to her goalkeeper. Blanchard had room to manoeuvre before Kinzett pounced. Kato. This is how Palace like it. Possessional football, waiting for their moment to pick out Veerden, but Veerden have gone too early. The offside flag is up. Crystal Palace Championship winners, this division winners under Laura Kaminski in 2023-24. Scored 55 goals in 22 games that season. Happy days for Crystal Palace fans. They were relegated in their first season in WSL 1. Laura Kaminski was actually sacked in February of that season. And it took the club until June to appoint Joe Potter, who came here with a big reputation, arriving from Rangers, 2 years there, won both the cups twice. Amy Andrews has got round Everett. Lovely feet, and the cross might yet come all the way. Shot is goal bound, and Devlin tried the dummy. Not sure if Devlin was in an offside position and felt she had to dummy it. The shot was from Molly Rouse initially. Nice work between Butler and Rouse, and had Devlin got a touch? Onside, offside, we don't know from the angle that we've seen, but had she have got a touch, she was completely in on goal, unmarked. So terrific chance for Sheffield United to line up alongside the Molly Sharp effort at the other end. Here's Veerden, who looks like she's nudged back a few yards on the field. Started in a really attacking wide role, but now seemingly has dropped into more of a defensive wing-back position. Possibly to counter the weight of attacking from Sheffield United, specifically coming down that side through Butler and Bristow. Nice football from Sheffield United. And it continues with O'Rourke, who is offside, and no excuse to be offside from there, looking right along the line at the referee's assistant. Quickly taken. And Larkin is streaming forward and has options to the left and right. Slightly heavy pass for Howard. Blanchard arriving. Looking for Larkin. Might still fall for Larkin on the spin volley. But the Blades get the ball away. Palace seem to go first gear, second gear, fifth gear, and snap into attack as soon as they see the space. Molly Sharp has got round O'Rourke. Cuts the ball back. This is Hughes shooting just wide. There is a threat, even when dormant, from Crystal Palace. Elise Hughes has been one of the standouts for Palace. Lovely touch and turn through the legs of Reeville. Couldn't get it the right side of the post. Blades playing it out from the back, and Crystal Palace immediately engaging in the high press, trying to win that ball back off them in their own penalty area. Blades managed to get through the first line of defence, but here comes the ball again. And Vidden, is she onside? No, she is not. Defending right from the very top, though, Crystal Palace. If Sheffield United want to play the ball out from the back, they will have to be on it. Through ball had too much on it for Kinzet. It's a Palace throw. A little bit of confusion between referee and assistant there. I think they got the right decision. Through ball for Hughes to run onto, and Hughes assumed that her strike partner would be with her. Played the square pass and nothing but red and white. Kato. Spreading the play now to Sharp, who's got some change down this right-hand side. O'Rourke stands her up this time. Closes the door in her face. Jamie Lee Napier. Back to Sharp again. Kato has continued her run and gets a good cross away, and Hughes tests the goalkeeper. And Rogers passes that test. Sheffield United still have it with Vidden. And the ball is loose and hammered away by Leanne Cowan. And the Blades back line remains intact. Terrific 25 minutes, though. Really absorbing game. Don't look at the scoreline, look at the action. Just feels like the game is settling into the kind of rhythm that Joe Potter and Crystal Palace would have wanted when they turned up here at Bramall Lane earlier tonight. Abby Larkin from range, shooting, always curling away from the left upright. Sian Rogers still has that clean sheet. Here is the latest of those chances. Kato whipping in a delicious cross. And Rogers, with both hands on it, parrying the ball away to the feet of Larkin, who couldn't get her shot on target. And then the ball was cleared. And the score remains 0-0. Mentioned Kirsty Howard was nominated for Player of the Month for WSL 2. She lost out to Newcastle United's Jordan Nobbs. But Jo Potter of Crystal Palace did win the Manager of the Month. Nobbs and Potter, once upon a time, England teammates. Now one of them is winning the Manager Award, the other one winning a Player Award in the second tier in England. It's great to see those big names at this level of football and raising the standards across the board. Free kick to Crystal Palace. Everett coming up from the back. Nolan's up too. They'll be the target. Elise Hughes, who's already had a header on target in this game too. Maybe Virden wants it short. It's Larkin. Running at Devlin. Devlin doing her defensive duty and getting the ball back. Tricky reverse pass from Andrews, who's then got on her bike and is pedalling away upfield. Trying to spread the ball into O'Rourke. Might still come. Sturdy challenge from Devlin. And the referee feels it's through the back of Blanchard. It's an immediate yellow card. I have to say, the eye test tells me she won the ball, but in doing so, clearly left something on Blanchard. Well worth a second look. We'll just slow this down a little bit, because I think Devlin takes the ball, but yeah, comes through the back of the ankle of Blanchard. A more than robust challenge, and the first yellow card of the night goes to the Sheffield United playmaker, Charlie Devlin. Good to see Blanchard back on her feet. Long ball forward for Sharp, and O'Rourke felt she needed to get something on it. Larkin gets it back. Now Jamie Lee Napier. Too much on it for Kato. The ball's all the way across to Nolan. And now Virden would much rather have the ball facing her opponent's goal, slightly wider on the field, give her an opportunity to skin the defender. Rouse penned in by Golden Shirts, goes all the way back to a goalkeeper, and Rogers' clearance is charged down. Feels like a goal isn't too far away. Amy Everett, the Crystal Palace captain. Rouse again is turning to get away from multiple Golden Shirts, but the through ball looking for Andrews is too long, all the way through to the American goalkeeper, Shea Yanez. Palace just shading it in the shots front. Just the once that the goalkeeper has been tested in this game. Sian Rogers answered that question. But we've had half an hour. And in the reverse fixture on the 9th of November, Sheffield United were already 2-0 up inside 30 minutes in that one. The goals from Jess Revel and Amy Andrews. Kirsty Howard got a consolation in it, but Sheffield United won the game 2-1. That was actually Sheffield United's last win in the league 2 months ago. And it was also the last time they scored twice in a league game. No goals yet. Plenty to enjoy, though, on this Monday night in WSL 2 as Crystal Palace continue to try and find the gaps in this Sheffield United defence. But look how well drilled the Blades are. Just guarding the edge of their penalty area in a unit. Now Veerden gets the cross in. And it's hooked away by Lafayette, anywhere but here. And it will be a Palace corner. Larkin has come across to take. Ireland international has a delivery on her. Blanchard unmarked on the edge, but it's a goal-bound cross. And I think the fact that Sian Rogers found herself on the floor is what referee Callum Parker spotted. Free kick to Sheffield United. So often you see this in WSL 2. The corner is straight down the goalkeeper's throat. I have to say, I'm not sure what the whistle has been blown for there. But you do often see cross-come shot from corners in WSL 2. We've seen plenty go straight in as well this season, and that almost went straight onto the head of Elise Hughes, the clearance from Rogers. Lafayette sends one forwards for Andrews to chase, and she is quick. Everett with the stand-up challenge. Sharp shows too much of it. The loose ball almost fell for Devlin. There is a threat in behind the back three of the Crystal Palace defence when Amy Andrews is encouraged to chase down the long ball. Feels like Andrews has the pace on the Palace back line. So far yet to make it count. Revel concedes the throw. Approaching the last 10 minutes of this first half at Bramall Lane. Revel's touch this time. Gives the ball back to Crystal Palace, and all the way back to their captain Everett. Now Nolan can bring the ball forward. Veerden has the run of Carto. And Veerden, in trying to beat Butler down the outside, didn't spot the covering defender. Oof, that is heavy from Hayley Nolan. Fetch that. Crystal Palace have seen more of the ball. There was a period in the game where Sheffield United were dominant. 58% for Crystal Palace, which is around about the number that they have across the rest of the season. Only Nottingham Forest, Birmingham and Newcastle see more of the ball in WSL 2. They are one of the teams that love to get it down and play. Elise Hughes does exactly that, gets the ball down and encourages Molly Sharp to play. Sheffield United have a player down, but play continues here with Crystal Palace's Annabelle Blanchard trying to find space to get the cross in. She wins a throw, and now the whistle goes for treatment to be administered. It's Devlin who's felt one high on the shin. Her shin pads are very low, you can see there. And she looks in some distress here, Charlie Devlin. the only player so far booked for that challenge on Blanchard a few moments ago, but this is a separate issue and there is concern from Amy Andrews, hoping that she'll be fit enough to continue. How is that not a foul, ref? She says the magic spray comes out. Let's have another look at this. Here is the contact. It's the same two players. Blanchard on Devlin. Looked like a little bit of shin on shin. And so while Devlin receives treatment, there is a chance for both the managers to pull the players together and have a little powwow with 8 minutes to half time. There is Joe Potter, manager of the month for December in WSL 2. 2 wins in the league, 1 in the FA Cup, and the only defeat came to the European champions Arsenal. I think we'll let them off, don't you? That was in the Women's League Cup. Worth pointing out on the team sheets tonight, the first substitute listed amongst the Sheffield United subs is Joy Ralph, the Irish forward, just 19 years old. She is continuing her return from injury and was named amongst the substitutes and out there in the warm-up today. But we were told by Luke Turner before the match, speaking to our interviewer pre-match, that she's not fit to play, but is probably only a week or two away. She's been back training with the team, Joy Ralph. So there will be striking options. Already mentioned that Simone Sherwood has joined on loan from Leicester City, signed just 6 hours before kickoff and straight onto the substitutes list. And after that, well, the Blades are looking to players from their under-21 side. There's a bit more depth on the substitutes bench for Crystal Palace. Chloe Arthur, bags of experience, and Hayley Ladd signing from Everton. What a signing. Just the latest in international centurions, 105 caps for Wales to dip down and play at the second tier of English women's football. And that had some success for the London City Lionesses last season. You look down their squad, it's like the New Zealand All Blacks in terms of international appearances, and they got promoted. So experience pays. After a fairly long delay, we are ready to get back underway with the throw-in from Molly Sharp. And it'll have to be a long one because nobody has come short. Gets it back and sends Molly Rouse for a hot dog. Cleared only as far as Everett. Now Kato. Time for the Swede to turn. Intrigued to watch the contest between Blanchard and Devlin for the rest of this match. Both of them have left one on their opposite player. Devlin booked for her foul. Blanchard not even deemed to have fouled Charlie Devlin, but you saw the Sheffield United number 10 turn to the referee and say, "Referee, how is that not a foul?" We showed you the replay. You can draw your own conclusions. That's nice from Lafayette, just turning away from trouble. Keeping the move going for Sheffield United. Andrews has nowhere to go, has to go backwards. Cowan. Bit of helium on the pass. Now with Butler, and Butler has not managed to win a corner. Good defending from Virden. As good going backwards as forwards, and it's a goal kick to Palace. Worth pointing out, if you run a team, a youth team, Sheffield United offering team tickets for just £80 for their home game against Charlton on the 1st of February. 16 kids, 4 adults for 80 quid. It works out at £4 per person. You go on their website, you can use the code Grassroots2026 to get that special offer. Great opportunity. Bring the young'uns down and get to enjoy some WSL2 football. And worth pointing out that Charlton flying high in the table. Are we going to get a goal before the break? And if so, at which end of the field? Nice burst from Everett. Passing through the lines, and now Veerden has an opportunity to get a head up. Hughes is inside, and that is an all-important sliding challenge from Revel. Corner to Palace, but without the intervention of Jess Revel, Elise Hughes would have had a clear shot on goal. Brilliant passing move, and the pace of Veerden, so threatening. Lafayette was covering. There's a bit of contact between Hughes and the goalkeeper, but both look okay. Larkin will get another chance to send one in. Everybody, bar Veerden and Andrews, packed inside the 6-yard area. It is aimed in towards the goalkeeper again. Rogers got enough on it to beat the ball away. Devlin with the disguised pass. She's looking for the pace of Andrews. Napier comes across to snuff that one out. Well, the Blades Matchday programme identified Abby Larkin, Annabelle Blanchard and Kirsty Howard as the main Eagles to watch. That's pretty bob on. I think you'd add Ashley Veerden to that. Has been one of the more lively players in this first half. Bristow winning the free kick, dancing away from 3 challenges and managing to take the sting out of it for Sheffield United, who can now build from the back with Rouse. Gives the ball away. Yanez clears the ball upfield, only as far as Rouse. It might yet fall. Well, referee, there is a real question mark over whether or not that's a penalty. The back pass was weak from Everett. And Bristow was in on goal. And was she brought down? The back pass is a little untidy, and then there is contact. I will be very interested to hear what Luke Turner has to say about that post-match. Bookending the half, Sheffield United with penalty shouts. One early on that was probably a bit fanciful in truth. Bristow again going down under not much contact, but that one there, well, I think she had a justifiable shout. Into the injury time at the end of the first half. And there's going to be 3 minutes added on. 3 minutes for either of these sides to get to the break with their noses in front.
3 additional minutes at the end of the half. 3 minutes.
And for all the good Crystal Palace have done in this half, they may well go to the break feeling slightly fortunate to still be at 0-0. For me, that was a penalty. That's good work from Howard. Trying to take the ball from Revel, who again has recovered well. Wants the foul, doesn't really matter. She's won the goal kick. And Luke Turner was calling for more consistency, more resilience from his Sheffield United. He rates the first half of the season a C. We've had excellent moments, but we let things slip and we don't make it count when we have chances on goal. They've been pretty resilient tonight. Palace have had some good chances. Blades have defended well, and when they've had the ball up the other end, they have created problems for the Crystal Palace back line. Even if those problems don't include clear-cut shots on goal. Long ball over the top for Howard to chase, and out comes Rogers, and needed to come out and kick. Free kick is given to Crystal Palace here. Contact mid-air, Tilly Bristow involved, and we are going to have a pause because Bristow is down. I think it's Blanchard who's down as well. It's not, it's... That was important goalkeeping from Sian Rogers. It's Molly Sharp who's gone down under the high ball. Heavy landing, flat on her back. Absolutely kills if you've ever done that. Takes the wind out of your lungs. Nice time in the half for it to happen, though. So 10 seconds of the pledged 3 additional minutes left to play. Amy Andrews trying to fashion something late in the half for Sheffield United. Lovely pass for O'Rourke and might yet fall for Kinzett, the captain, but her pass is blocked. And it's the last action of a very engaging first 45. Not too many chances to speak of, but plenty going on to sink your teeth into. Best chance probably came to Crystal Palace. Molly Sharp shooting over, Elise Hughes testing the goalkeeper with a header, but look, Tilly Bristow's gone straight to the referee, Callum Park, because she went down twice in the penalty area. The second time, I think she had a genuine shout for a penalty, going down under the tackle from Amy Everett after Everett's fairly loose back pass to the goalkeeper. Neither were awarded, and that is why they're talking behind their hands as they go down the tunnel. At half-time in WSL2, despite those 2 penalty shouts for Tilly Bristow, it is Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 0. Just wonder if Joe Potter was just alerting the 4th official to a substitution. Indeed, yes, we are going to see a substitution. Elise Hughes is coming off, and the number 16 is the newest signing for Crystal Palace. Hayley Ladd is soon to be introduced to the action. 105 caps for the Welsh national team. Signed yesterday on a 2.5-year deal, which feels like a big transfer for the WSL 2. So there is confirmation of the change. Hayley Ladd comes into the huddle for the first time as a Crystal Palace player. And I think that'll be a bit of a reshuffle, because you would imagine Ladd will go into the midfield. Elise Hughes was playing up front. So we'll have to have a close look and see what that means. Maybe Larkin and Howard will push further up the field. There is Kirsty Howard ready to get us underway. So we'll keep a keen eye on what that does for the formation. There was an early touch there for Hayley Ladd, who's clearly gone straight in at centre midfield with the white boots in the centre of your screen. Sheffield United unchanged. So the same 11 tasked by Luke Turner with going out and putting on much the same job. Frustrating and attempting to create when they get the chance. Looks like Blanchard has pushed on into a number 10 role, attacking midfield role. The number 17 in the middle. Virden's cross needed to be headed clear by Lafayette, and didn't she just do that well? Powerful header by the Blades number 3. Larkin will get another chance, an early corner in this second half. So Larkin to whip it in. High over the top of the goalkeeper, and the header goalwards hits the post. Hayley Nolan. And here it is back at her feet and bouncing out off her. So goal kick to Sheffield United, but the best chance of the game has come 2 minutes after the break. Well, that goal leading a fairly charmed existence early in this second half. Sian Rogers yet to keep a clean sheet. The only clean sheet of the season was kept by Charlotte Parker-Smith for Sheffield United, but this one was over the top of her head. And Nolan, in truth, has a completely free header. Easily the best chance of the game. Ladd gets up and over the top of O'Rourke, unfairly, says the referee. It's Charlie Devlin, actually, who's been in the wars tonight. Took a heavy blow from Blanchard in the first half, and Hayley Ladd leaving her mark early in the second. Right on the top of the head. She seems to be all right, smiling about it. Palace have been committing 10 fouls a game. Second most in the league. 19 yellow cards as well from their 11 games. Only Portsmouth have more in the WSL too, but they have a clean card today. No yellow cards on the night. Jess Reevell encouraged forward by Sheffield United and shooting from range as well. And oh, when you can hit a ball that cleanly from 40 yards, why not have a go? Reevell was nominated for Player of the Month in November in this league. If that had dropped under the bar, well, surely she would have won the January Goal of the Month. Which, by the way, was won by Beatrice Kisari of Birmingham City in December. Wonderful goal against Durham for the Greece international. Here's Ladd. Ball just skidded through on the turf, took it away from Blanchard, who's clearly nudged upfield with the addition of the Wales international to the Palace midfield. So still a front three. Looks like Blanchard will play in the false nine through the middle, but not the highest player in the team. Larkin and Howard either side of her. Free kick to Sheffield United. Lafayette to begin the attack from the back. Rogers back to Reevell, who might be lining up a shot, judging by what she's done in the second half so far. Bit deep, but she does wrap her boot around it, and I don't think that'll count as a shot on target. Cutto. Napier was trying to run the line, but edged out by O'Rourke. So we've seen a substitute from Crystal Palace, yet to see Luke Turner look to his bench. Mentioned earlier that Joy Ralph is among the subs, but unlikely to feature, still not yet quite fully fit. Attempted back heel down the line from Butler is out for a throw-in for Crystal Palace. Simone Sherwood, signed today on loan from Leicester City, is on the bench. Emmy King is a young forward that they could turn to. Abby Jones has been part of the first team squad already this season as well. And amongst the Crystal Palace substitutes, there's a really intriguing one. Whether we'll get to see her tonight or not, I don't know. Kelly Brady, who was signed yesterday on an 18-month deal. Banged the goals in the League of Ireland. Did a League and Cup double with Athlone last season. 26 goals. What a coup it would be if she can carry those goals into WSL 2. Hayley Ladd, strong in the tackle, but crowded out. Continues battling away to come up with the ball. Blanchard with the through ball is looking for the run of Larkin. And Revel's back pass isn't the best and had to use her body to shield the ball from Larkin, who was looking to pounce. Second time in the game that's happened at that end of the field. Slightly tidier work in the clean-up from the Sheffield United defender. Hayley Nolan, who's had the best chance of the game. That header off the post early in the second half. Ladd with an inch-perfect pass, picking out Veerden. Like a quarterback sitting deep. Veerden has got round her defender, cuts the ball back, and it's just wide. But it's just wide because of an important defensive tackle. Terrific work from Veerden, who in fits and starts has been such a threat down this left-hand side. See you later. Not the first time she's done that to Eva Butler. And the shot was from Cato, and the block was from Bristow. And we're back underway. Cross comes in, out as far as Blanchard, whose shot was always rising. Couple of chances, though, for Crystal Palace in the first 10 minutes of the second half. That was the worst of them, in truth, from Annabelle Blanchard. Striking the rising ball and just helping it to go higher and higher up into the stands behind the goal. Hayley Nolan hitting the post, and Cato having that effort deflected wide to win that corner from which Blanchard had the shot from the edge of the box. Chances starting to add up now for Crystal Palace. Only Birmingham City take more shots than Palace, and only Birmingham complete more successful dribbles. There's one from their captain, Amy Everett. See ya. Important step in from Revel to seize the ball from Blanchard, as she would have been in on goal. Tilly Bristow, the teenager, is still trying to find space, but she's lost the ball. Blanchard plays it through, and again, Revel managed to get her foot on the ball to interrupt an attempted through pass. Blanchard is finding space now she's moved higher up the field. That's asking a lot of Larkin. Too much. So we've already mentioned Crystal Palace, champions of this league a couple of years ago, 23-24. Relegated in their first season and had a really sticky start at the beginning of their first campaign in the newly rebranded WSL 2. But they have slowly found the correct gear. Wins against Ipswich, Birmingham, Bristol City ended the year on a high. Here's Blanchard. Can they start the year on a high? Larkin was in. And there seems to be a bit of a desperation about the defending from Sheffield United. Lafayette with the clearing challenge that time. Another cross comes in. Veerden steers it goalwards. Saved by Rogers. Cranking up the pressure, Crystal Palace. Long ball forward, though, is a chance for Andrews to chase, and anytime she's running is something for Crystal Palace to be concerned about. Nolan has a hand on her shirt, and Palace get the ball away. Only as far as the captain Kinzet. Now Rouse. Important defensive work has helped the ball onto Blanchard, who's being jostled and hassled every time she gets the ball. Nolan continues her run. Virden lets her go. Back to Ladd. Look how Palace are sitting higher up the field now, forcing Sheffield United deeper and deeper. Molly Sharp. Kato goes for the 1-2 and gets the shot away. Charged down by Rouse. Virden, ball got away from her, and ball taken away from her. 60-40 possession now. Palace juicing their numbers, becoming increasingly dominant in the game. Sharp, outside, inside, really good running, but they can't get one to sit with clear line of sight on the edge of the box. Hayley Nolan continues her run again, and Virden once again ignores it. No goals yet in the third Monday Night Football of the WSL 2 season. The last one was a 1-0 win for Newcastle United against Southampton, 8th of December. Jordan Nobbs got the goal. The one before that, goals are plenty. Birmingham 3-0 winners away at Nottingham Forest in November. Yet to have a goal, but here's Annabelle Blanchard testing the goalkeeper. And Rogers made sure to claim it cleanly. Fourth decent chance of this second half for Crystal Palace, though. And by sheer weight of pressure, you can see they are growing and growing into this game. Blanchard again, loving life in the number 10 position, but that's not her best work. The introduction of Hayley Ladd as the defensive midfielder, the number 6 in new terminology, has allowed Blanchard to push up the field, and she is starting to dictate the pace of the game, control the shape of the game. And look how Palace are trying to press from the front. Sheffield United don't dare play out with 3 of them like velociraptors hunting in packs. The possession continues ticking in favour of Crystal Palace. 9 shots now. Sheffield United yet to have a shot on target. They did have a goal-bound effort on target, but it came from the boot of a Crystal Palace defender. Important save from Shea Yanez in the first half. Yanez may well not have her gloves on in this second half. She's not been needed at all. Jamie Lee Napier. Sharp again has Howard inside. Even the defensive midfielders are sitting within 30 yards of the Sheffield United goal. This is the back line, only 40 yards from goal. Every outfielder of Crystal Palace is in the Sheffield United half. And the defensive work rate of Sheffield United, which has been absolutely spot on so far, will be tested for the next 29 minutes plus. Cowan. Now Rouse. Looked like they were doing well working the line, but Blades hunting in packs and winning the ball back. Now Veerden lays the ball into Larkin, is offside. Lovely finish though. Abby Larkin in on goal, Irish international, tucking the ball into the near post, but flag was already up on the far side. So still 0-0, but Crystal Palace getting closer and closer. Another look at this, she is onside. Abby Lafayette is clearly playing her onside, and that goal has been chalked off. Applause for the officials from Abby Lafayette, who will be pleased when she sees the replay of that one. That is a let-off. No VAR in WSL 2. Many people will celebrate that fact. Joe Potter may well not be among them tonight if this ends at 0-0. Veerden. She's been at her best when she runs at the defenders. Here she is trying it again, and this time that is brilliant defending by Eva Butler. Matching her for pace, outstrengthening her opponent, and seeing the ball out for a Sheffield United goal kick. Veerden, dual international by the way, capped once by the Netherlands, and then shifted her allegiance to Suriname, and has now played almost 30 times for her adopted nation. Here come Palace again. Here's Blanchard. Tries to thread the ball through and gets the shot away, off balance, spinning off her toe. And out for a goal kick. There is a frustration on the face of Annabelle Blanchard. It just won't sit for Crystal Palace at the moment. Plenty of time for it to sit, but those seconds are ticking away. Loose touch from Rouse, and Kato pounced. And the through ball is looking for Blanchard, and Revel once again is across. She's having a good game, Jess Revel. That's loose from Palace, and Rouse can advance, and Andrews has got pace to burn. Could there be a sting on the counter here? Shot from Devlin is no good. Well, that does feel wasteful when you think about how little of the ball Sheffield United have had in this second half. Managed to get up the field with 3 players. The ball falling to Devlin, who has the ability, no doubt about that, but on that occasion, it was a loose one from the Blades number 10. Kirsty Howard. Howard playing deeper than she would like. Sheffield United forcing Crystal Palace back. And a rare touch of the ball for the American goalkeeper Shea Yanez from Macon, Georgia. Larkin would have been offside that time, so her through run was ignored by Sharp. Blanchard comes back to try and keep things alive, but Bristow steals in and wins the free kick. And it's a yellow card for Hayley Ladd on her Crystal Palace debut. She's made a real impact though, Hayley Ladd. So Blanchard's touch was a little loose. Bristow stole in and took a kick from a couple of players, one from Blanchard, one from Ladd, and the second one enough to earn a yellow card for the Palace substitute. So a rare opportunity for the Blades to send players forward. Everybody except two of the back three and Charlie Devlin are up ahead of the ball. Devlin to deliver. It's nicely done as well. Controlled on the chest by Rouse, always getting away from her. And she thought she'd won a corner, but slightly overrun it. And before she cut the ball back into the feet of Yanez, it was already out for a goal kick. Really good running though from Molly Rouse. Neat chest control. Here's Abby Lafayette, slowing things down at the back. Every second counts for Sheffield United, who, even though they've gone 3 winless in the league, would see this as a really good point gained against one of the form teams in the league. O'Rourke couldn't keep that in. Out for a Palace throw. Credit to the couple of solo voices that are trying to lead the choir in the Blades End tonight. Have a sore throat in the morning. You can hear them crystal clear. Helped by a drum now. Drum always gets them going. Eva Butler, one of those players that came through the youth ranks at Sheffield United. She's intercepted and Larkin has one to chase. And you know who is there mopping up. Jess Reevil, who has been one of the standout performers tonight. Perhaps a bit busier than she might have wanted to be, but every time she is asked a question, she is standing up and delivering an emphatic answer. There's Butler, who came through as a Sheffield United youth. Tilly Bristow the same. Abby Jones on the bench is another one that they'd be very proud of. Players that have made it all the way through from the academy, all the way through the professional game, and having signed their pro contracts and representing the first team. Sian Rogers is 20 minutes away from her first clean sheet of the season. Blanchard. Verdum takes the ball at full stride. Cowan comes across to try and slow her down and manages to do so. The cross comes in, it's over the top of the goalkeeper. And Sharp was arriving. Not quite sharp enough. Ladd with the cross, headed clear. Only as far as Kato, who falling away, tumbles into a Blades defender. Nolan up from the back to try to keep the attack going. Whip cross from Ladd is intercepted. And again, Crystal Palace win the ball high up. Hayley Ladd has Sharp outside her. It's not the best pass from Ladd, who up to that point and the yellow card had barely put a foot wrong. Luke Turner wanted resilience, and that's what he's getting from his blades. Sharp at the back tonight, absolutely. Larkin. Sharp advancing into the box and winning a corner for Sheffield, Crystal Palace. Blades' best run of the season coincided with their win over Crystal Palace in November. They were 6 unbeaten at that time. Haven't managed to recreate anything like that since, but they have defended well to this point. Veerden delivers for the first time tonight. It's high and it's under the goalkeeper's nose. And Sheffield United get the ball away again. Luke Turner trusting the same 11 that started the game. They've dug in for much of this 73 minutes. Purple patch early in the first half. Since then, it's been largely Crystal Palace. Blades had a 0-0 with Nottingham Forest a month and a half ago. Important run, important point in a difficult run for them. If they manage to make it all the way to the full-time whistle with the scores as they are, it will feel like a job well done. And a frustrating night for Crystal Palace, but Larkin will chase this down, closed down smartly by 2 Sheffield United defenders, and Sian Rogers can come out and claim cleanly. A reminder, the biggest talking point in the game, Abby Larkin putting the ball in the back of the net. And on second look, she looked onside. Here's Eva Butler squaring the ball. And important defensive work from Jamie Lee Napier, because Amy Andrews was lurking, ready to put the ball into the empty net. Free kick given against Tilly Bristow. And had it not have been given against Tilly Bristow, then Charlie Devlin was in there. Let's have another look at this. Eva Butler getting through, squaring the pass. And if Napier's not there, it's 1-0 Sheffield United. And that would have been quite the story on the night, because the run of play has been completely the other way. .15 left. Veerden. Slows the ball down to a standstill and then tries to get on her bike. She's through 2 defenders. Devlin and Butler, cuts the ball back. Blanchard has a shot blocked. And Bristow attempts to run the ball to safety and wins the free kick. There's been so much of that from Sheffield United tonight. Sensing danger and just getting the ball away. But look at this from Veerden. 2 defenders, ghosting between them like cones. You don't need me to tell you that that block was by Jess Reevil. I think there's 2 of her out on the field tonight. Terrific skill from Virden. I gave you a bit of duff information earlier. I said she had 30 caps for Suriname. She only made her Suriname debut in November. 3 Netherlands caps, then switched allegiance, and is now representing Suriname as of late last year. One of 2 dual internationals in the Crystal Palace squad tonight, because India Paige Riley on the bench is also a dual, represented Australia and then represented New Zealand, went to the Paris Olympics with her 2nd international team. We may well see her. Jo Potter has got 13 minutes left and they keep knocking on the door, but that door remains firmly locked in their face. Sheffield United are looking to shuffle their pack for the first time tonight. We'll get to that as soon as this breaks down, but Tilly Bristow is continuing to move the ball forward and gets it through to Kinzert. And Nolan had to come across and snuff out the danger. Quality from Bristow, and it might yet come for Sheffield United. Devlin's pass is off target. Brilliant stuff by the Blades teenager Tilly Bristow. First season as a pro, only signed her first deal in July. Ghosting past more senior opponents as if they weren't there. And I think that might be her last action in the game, because Tilly Bristow is walking off and is going to make a long walk around the field. And on comes the debutant, Simone Sherwood, who woke up this morning a Leicester City player, and by lunchtime had been confirmed as a Sheffield United loanee. And 8 hours later is on for her debut. She's actually wearing the number 24, vacated by Tammy George, Simone Sherwood. George was on loan. That loan has been cut short. That was announced by the club at the same time as Sherwood was unveiled as the latest Blade. Tilly Bristow had a good game. A couple of penalty shouts in the first half. Wonderful bit of skill, her last action of the night. Virden once again is targeting Butler around the outside, and Butler with a brilliant defensive challenge. Corner to Palace. Crystal Palace are also preparing their 2nd substitute of the night. Lola Brown is ready to come on, the teenager, England under-19 international. But before that, Larkin with the corner. Important work from Rogers. Clean palm to hammer the ball away. Andrews with the kick and rush. Like a 200-metre runner, isn't she? When she goes down the outside, just seems to get faster and faster with every stride. That's nicely worked between Virden and Larkin, and back to the Suriname international. Uses her pace to win it for a 2nd time. Kinzert standing her up, the Blades captain. Such trickery from Virden, who gets the cross in. And Revel is there with the header away. Jamie Lee Napier has switched sides. That's not the best. And that will roll out for a defensive throw-in to Sheffield United. I don't think Butler will be any rush here. You can see players just beginning to cramp up between themselves, just stretching out their calf muscles. There is Lola Brown. Supremely talented youngster. Signed from Chelsea in August. Sonia Bonpastor, the Chelsea coach, called her one of the most talented youngsters in England. They'll need every inch of that talent tonight to find a way through this Blades back line. Essential liquids being taken on, and I think this break benefits the Blades more, to be honest. They've been backs to the wall for most of this second half. You can see Annabelle Blanchard is walking off at the bottom of your screen there. So the substitution is Lola Brown wearing number 12 coming on for Blanchard. There is Lola Brown. We'll just have to wait and see if she will be a straight swap position for position. Blanchard has been operating higher up the pitch in the number 10 spot. She'll look to get on the ball and try and create problems, because they have had their chances. They've dominated possession in this second half. They've hit the post and they've had the ball in the back of the net for, I think, an offside decision that should never have been given. So a little bit on this for Lola Brown, who arrived with such a reputation from Chelsea. One to watch. Now we're all watching now. And we will restart with a throw-in. And Jess Revel will not speedily take this. Launching it long. Hoping for the flick on from Devlin. It didn't come. Veerden with the little Croy flick for Ladd, who cuts the ball back. And Revel is there again, thumping the ball upfield. Blocked. Might yet fall for free kick on the edge of the box. Foul on Howard. And you heard the enormous groan from the Sheffield United's technical area nearest to our microphones at pitch side. Revel's thumping clearance. And as Howard controlled the ball there. Yeah, Rouse just comes around the side of her, takes out her thigh. Blanchard would have been one of the options to take the free kick. Hayley Ladd is standing over it. Larkin, Veerden, they've delivered corners so far in this game. The corners have been testing, but not the most accurate. So it won't be either of them to take. 5-woman wall. Veerden actually is now standing over the free kick. So Veerden offers the left foot option. Ladd with the right. Hayley Ladd on debut. Palace 3 wins on the spin. Been frustrated pretty much all night by this Blades back line. It is Hayley Ladd, and it's brilliant! A debut free kick goal for Hayley Ladd. And Palace finally have their breakthrough. Sheffield United have defended rigorously and at times brilliantly. But there ain't no stopping that. Signed yesterday, on at half-time, and an immediate impact as a Crystal Palace player. That'll do, lad. Less than 4 minutes on the clock, and Crystal Palace finally get their noses in front. Is there anything left in the tank from this Sheffield United team? The well has been well and truly dredged tonight. Maybe, just maybe. Amy Andrews with the cross. And it's good defending from Everett, ducking under the challenge, realising that there wasn't going to be a red and white head on the ball. And now it's Crystal Palace's turn to slow things down, take their sweet time. Palace ended 2025 on a terrific league run. 3 wins from their last 3 games of the year. Joe Potter won Manager of the Month. All smiles in the Crystal Palace technical area. That's not been the case all night. Revel's header. Here she is again. She's moved higher up the field. I don't give the award, but I had Jess Revel earmarked for player of the match tonight. She's been wonderful. But the one job that she and her team were sent out to do, to try and keep it tight, not concede, they have now been breached, and Revel has decided to move higher up the field to try and impact the game going in the other direction. Heavy passes like that will not help their cause. Shea Yanez not rushing. Construction management graduate from the University of Tennessee, and in this second half the outfielders have built more than a wall around her goal. No one's come within a sniff. Free kick to Sheffield United. Butler was caught. And so an opportunity for everybody to come forward. Hayley Ladd in communication with Callum Park. Well, Luke Turner is going to roll the dice here. He's got a couple of players coming on to add a bit of late energy for Sheffield United. Now they'll need it. Devlin might be lining up a shot here. Look at this run-up. Surely not. It's a really good delivery. Hoping for the run of Sherwood. Flighted beautifully off the laces. So the double substitution is being lined up. Isla Phillips is coming on. So too Abby Jones. A couple of the youngsters that have come through the under-21s. Abby Jones has a goal in her, no doubt. Isla Phillips, one of the rising stars. The captain Kinsert's come off. Yeah, one of the rising stars of the academy, and Abby King has featured in the team as well. 20 for 45. I thought that was the time. Glanced down at my clock. It's 20:49 UK time here. Clock's running a bit slow in Sheffield. It's actually telling us that Sophie O'Rourke is coming off, the number 20, and on comes Abby Jones, wearing 45. So not long for Sheffield United and their substitutes to find something. We are going to have 4 minutes of added time, and Jess Revel has been so good at the back. What's she got going forward? She's won a throw-in. Rouse takes it quickly. Here's Revel, still trying to leave her imprint on the game. Lafayette dances away from Lola Brown. Molly Rouse drills one straight at Howard. Throw into the Blades. Rouse hoped to get the ball back from Devlin, didn't quite fall. And Devlin's got the cross in, and the shot is goalwards, and easy for Yanez to pat down and take 4, 5, 6 seconds out of the game. Good defensive work from Napier just to protect her goalkeeper. Every second counts in a game where they lead by such a fine margin. Lafayette heads it straight back up in the air. Brown with the big leap. And Brown will chase this down, and Revel has to do defensive work once again. Charged down by Larkin. Palace defending from the front again. You just wonder, had Sheffield United tried to be a little more adventurous going forward in this game, maybe they would have had an opportunity to test Shea Yanez. The game could have been different. It always felt like Palace would find the opportunity. Such was the weight of their possessional dominance in this second half. Veerden's now trying to feed Howard. It's a corner. The ball had gone. And actually, the referee has changed his mind. Initially gave a corner and now changed his mind. Goal kick. So a chance for Rodgers to thump it upfield, and perhaps Sheffield United can find something. Palace look like heading for a 5th win of the season. 4 of them will have come in succession. They've won a free kick, Howard, and into the last minute of the 4 pledged, Hayley Ladd, who scored what is increasingly likely to be a brilliant winning goal on her debut, has the ball under her arm. Sheffield United heading for a 6th defeat of the season. This their 12th game, half their games. Smart work from Brown, allowing the ball to go out. The sands of time ticking away for the Blades. Crystal Palace climbing the table here. Looks like they're going to miss the chance to go above Newcastle into 4th. For that to happen, they needed to win by 2. They won't care. Free kick to Palace. Reevil penalised for the high boot and booked. And that's not gone down well with the locals here in South Yorkshire. Charlie Devlin is arguing, I think now she knows the game is up. The clock's gone red. We've had the 4 minutes, and Palace have an attacking free kick high up the field. It seems like there's no way back now for Sheffield United. Larkin smart. And the ball ends at the feet of one of their most creative players. A patient victory for Joe Potter's Palace. Well, they knocked and they knocked and they knocked and they knocked, and eventually it took something quite special to win the match. Hayley Ladd on as a half-time substitute for her debut just a day after signing from Everton, conjuring up the moment of magic, curling in a free kick from the edge of the box, the only goal of the game, and that is why she is getting hugs from all corners. Took a knock to the nose late in the game, but she's laughing about it. Handshakes, pats on the back. 105 international caps for Hayley Ladd, but that is a night that she will remember for a very long time. And poor old Sian Rodgers, her and her Sheffield United defence put on a brilliant performance, but ultimately she was breached again. Another failure to score for Sheffield United. They've scored fewer goals than games played. But it did take a moment of brilliance from that player wearing 16 for Crystal Palace to get over the line. That's why Joe Potter signed her. And that is what they hope will help fire them towards promotion. They're closing in on the top 3, up to 5th in the league. Crystal Palace had to wait until the 86th minute, but they've got the job done. It's ended Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1.